Well, hello everyone, Schematic here. I want to thank you all for subscribing to the channel, and I've just noticed today that we have reached 100 subscribers, something I didn't expect to happen so soon. And yeah, I know that a bunch of you is probably here because of the mods that I've teasered and highlighted, especially the jump gate mod. Don't worry, there will be updates coming for that in the near future, but so far private life was getting to the way, and I still need to fix a couple of bugs before I want to get this out to the wild, and I know this will take longer until it reaches usability or reaches the point of being used here on the playthrough, so I want to publish that earlier on so people can already get their hands on it. And yeah, once again, thank you all for joining and for subscribing. There will be more content in the coming episodes. I know the last ones have been a bit of a drag to get all of the building behind me in a good shape, but now that this is done, we can finally start working on some actual automation and continue the road ahead to get our resource production going and automate it. So yeah, thanks for sticking around, and hopefully we'll continue so, and see you in this episode. Time to wake up again. Alright, so where did we left off last time? Ah yeah, right, we finished part of our building, and I did prepare a little bit for today's episode, where we finally get to build something with actual mechanics. And that is our factory grounds here. As you can see, I've already dug out quite a bit of depth to this kind of chamber. Ouch. Okay. Wrong key for turning on my jetpack. It's still early in the morning, isn't it? But yeah, we have a rather big hole here, and a bit of a cage that still needs to be filled up with blocks, at least on the outside. Or actually, no, everything, so that it becomes airtight as well in case we need it. And yeah, then once that is done, we can start building. And yeah, to tell you a little bit of about what this will be, it's essentially a well, factory. So it's a big printer room that we will use to print the building that is placed over there. And yeah, so I am not printing only ships with that, or the drones, or something else. This is going to build also, or print us, our actual mining facilities that we can then take with us and bring somewhere else in the world, place it down and anchor it to a fusion block, and have everything running much faster than if we would have to manually build that on the spot. So for that we will also need some more vehicles later on, but first of all I want to get this printer room and the print plate running. The idea is to get this into a plate that is moving up and then lowering down, printing everything from top to bottom, so that yeah, we can then pick it up and use it. And yeah, let's get started. First I will fill up these walls, and then start building out the first set of pistons and a plate where we can connect all the welders to. Actually, it's 2 layers of pistons now that I think about it. Yeah. Alright, then see you in a bit. Okay, we are done. We now have a big chamber with walls on all sides, which should be airtight enough, and I've used some slimmer wall types to save on resources. Now the next step will be to, well, build our pistons, and we will not be using one but 3 in total to distribute the weight a little bit. So let's see. One over here, the one there and there, and then we want to go a second layer, so let's double that and top it off with the conveyor junctions. And then in between we will have our welders. So let's see which one. There, the standard one looks best in that kind of setup. And yeah, let me try to build that out for at least half of the whole area, and then yeah, show you the result. Alright, the first quarter is done. Let's give it a quick test if it's going up and down and without getting stuck. That looks good. Let's get down again. And that also looks good. Okay, I think we can continue from here and fill out the rest. So I did a small mistake during a short break that I did. I forgot to hit record again. And yeah, did a lot of continuation. As you can see, I've built the whole plate, welded everything up, and sadly didn't record that step. But anyway, we now have welders on the whole plate as mentioned. There's also a ladder going down at one point to get down to the maintenance area, so to say, under that plate. And yeah, all 3 pillars are welded up and connected to each other. I've used merge or fusion blocks to connect them all together at the top, and yeah, it still again needs a bit of lighting, but I've also finished parts of the configuration, so they are all now named Earth Base Factory Piston, and I have put them all together in one group, which is the piston base. Now the only thing missing is that or not missing, but I did set the shear inertia tensor for the bottom ones, because I think that is better, but we need to try out. And now it's time to test that, so let's... Oh, okay. That doesn't work. So it is stuck at some point. I know there was one block here, I think in the corner, that was causing me issues. So let's try to get rid of the surrounding blocks. Still not working. It should lift on its own. Maybe the share inertial tensor option is really causing issues here. So let's try to change that. Turn it off and... oh, it's working now. Nice. All right. Now we just need to add a little bit of lighting using those floodlights that will give us a good even lighting in the room. And then let's see, yeah, first weld them up. Alright. That looks good. No, what else? What else? Oh yeah, the I think the ladder could use some more light. What can we use here? Maybe corner lights. I wish there was a version that might work. But I wish there was a version that is actually shining into the block that is placed at. So a double version that can be placed left and right of the staircase. But I don't think we have that, do we? No, we just have the regular one and then it shines outside or away from the staircase, but well, that might be the way to go. Anyway, so let's place one over here, one over there. Okay, that needs to get a bit brighter. Yeah, that's enough, that works for me. Yeah, now we can see everything clearly and yeah, alright, let's get up.
Energy critical.
Alright, next we need to build up the building a little bit so that we have a construction at the top that we can use to anchor our, well, to be welded item there. And for this I would say we... oh god, it's so dark. Let's build out one more block. Actually I need... yeah, the standard wall theme and steel. So let's build that out a little bit higher. And I do have a fitting blueprint for this. First of all, let's go with this one, because this one is already designed to fit what we want to print with this building. So just need to go up 2 more blocks and probably need to go up even higher just for security, but I need to verify that further. So let's see. Let's build another one of those projectors. Maybe right on top of this one. And there we load in our blueprint for the mining facility. Let's go forward, horizontal, even further forward, and down, I guess. So, okay, that can go one block forward, and yeah, I don't think we should go down any further. Put one more forward and to the sides. Do we need some more space? Yeah, we can go at least one more block to the side. So let's see. Horizontal. This and forward. Like so. Whoops. Yeah, now it's more or less centered in that area, and that would fit. We have roughly, yeah, we have one welder of space to all the sides. That should be fine. Okay. And next up is to, well, build out this frame. Come on. Ah, yeah, I didn't have any steel plates on me. Because we need a connection point with a fusion block over here. And then also a way to free up this whole building. Because we will need something that is grabbing this building and pushing it upwards, I think. So let's see, what would make sense? We could do... okay, I have an idea. This is a bit more complex, but I mean, that's what we play this game for. So yeah, let me get started. I will first of all set up a rough frame around everything, not following directly this striped line, but a bit further out so that we have more space. And I will try to set up something that can grab this building once it's fully welded up. And then move it upwards to present it to a vehicle that can pick it up and carry it away. Which means that the mounting point at the top here for that fusion block is something we... well, we can't really move it, I think.
Fuel low.
But
Fuel critical.
let's see. Don't have much more space to the bottom. Yeah, sorry, I said I was gonna start, but now that I think about it, we need to validate something else first. How far can our pistons go up? Our welder wall here. Welder floor? Welder plate, yes. Because if we can go up even higher, that would be... oh yeah, that is much higher than I thought. Okay, that is good. So we essentially can cover this whole striped part and would even be able to weld up blocks above that. That is good. That means we can... that means we can move the whole building a couple of blocks up. Or actually not up, but we can extend the building size to the top, which means we can... okay, now it's not visible to show you what I mean. We can create a cross of simple blocks that are just holding the fusion block. probably will need a control panel over here as well, so they don't have to go down every time. Alright, I will get going and show you the result when it's done. So, what I was thinking of was to place a hinge over here. Let's see, I think this way around. And then let's use maybe the cylindrical... I don't have the right materials with me. A cylindrical column, which then connects to a... let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And then let's use that. We connect to this a merge block pointing downwards. And then we can fold that in, keep it there. And for smaller vehicles and things to build, we either build a new building specifically, or we use another arm on the other side that has a rotor and a small merge block mounted to it. Although that one will probably also need conveyors to supply fuel to whatever ship or whatever we are building there. But for the start, this might be good. Okay, so yeah, let me weld that up and see that we get this configured and can try it out. I will also quickly jump into the creative mode and update the blueprint for that building so that we have the merge block one further in and hovering above, connected to those 3 pillars here, so that this can be easily welded up in one go, I hope. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, it's all welded up, and I have also updated and replaced the blueprint, so now it has like this scaffolding here that is holding up onto the merge block, and it fits right under the one that we have here. And we should be able to, let's see, and let's see, reverse again. That frees up all that space here to pull out the building. Can we give that already a test run? I don't think we have enough resources for this, but in theory we should have everything that we need. Yeah, we need a control panel for those pistons. So let's see. Let's grab some resources. Let's put it over here for now, just to get it set up and configured. I want that on the last button. And then we need to set up a limit for our pistons. Yeah, we can use the whole distance. Even better. And that would be able to access everything here and be able to weld it up. Nice. Alright. And yes, I'm aware we didn't even need that huge room. Could have been just enough to have a small room for the piston base, but yeah, initially I thought I need to place some more things down in the bottom here, but yeah, it is how it is. Alright, then let's pull that down again, and that's our projector for the building. We have only one assembler right now. Yes, only this one. Now, for a production to be sent off to produce the items that we need for this printer, we need another one. And I thought of placing it over here. So let's use the regular one, because this one is easier to use in a kind of build-around way. Do we want it over here? It's the wrong one. Assembler. Do we want it standing right there, or maybe a little bit upwards? And we could even use two of them now that I look at it. And we would have a space to extend to a third one. So let's go with two for now. And for the upgrade modules, we use speed modules all over, so that it's very fast at producing our items. And we also need access for a conveyor down below. And let's see, where do we have access? Ah, everything is built up now. Don't have any entrance here in the ground. Probably also not over here. Nope. Then guess we need to. Okay. I guess it's time to maybe add a small access panel. But that's the wrong spot. Could add one over here. Yes. Yeah. So, how should we do that? Maybe just a simple door. A specific one on mind. Which one was it? Not the latest ones, but yeah, it was this one. Does look rather strange though. this way? Ah, I like it this way. Because then the conveyor label is still readable, and it kind of gives way to the information, hey, this is, by the way, a access panel to get to the conveyors and the underground. Just need to dig up a little bit of ground so that we can pass through here. And then I forgot to mark the right place where our assembler is sitting, so it's essentially between those two blocks. Let's get down there. And it's this one we need. Now, question is, does it stand on the side modules or will it fall down? I don't know, honestly. We will see. This one is a standard reinforced tube, so we can replace it with a T-junction. All right. Close off our access panel, and is that connected or not? What does it say in the top left? We have 1.4 million mass, and we still have that when you look at this, so it's connected. Nice. Okay. So let's remove this top part because we don't need it for now. And instead, do we want to go with manual building? Yeah, I guess that's the easiest approach right now. Alright, so Earth base assembler, and for this one we go with the manual option, which should exclude it from... I need to pick up more resources from the mining facility. This should exclude it from the automatic handling, like the one that we have over here. Since removing it from that... Yeah, okay, it is manually sorted now. Good. So, let's go for our projector and select, because I have some mods on the mod list that allow me to select one of the assemblers. So in this case, we have the manual one, and send to assembler. And the assembler will then be full of items that need to be produced, and already start producing some of them because we have the resources for it. And for the rest, I will pick up some more resources from our mining facility, and then we can try to give this a go just for the start of it, and then stop it so that we don't have to weld down so much. But it will help us to see if the whole idea is even working and holding up. So yeah, see you in a bit. Okay, we got a couple of iron ingots back from our mining base over there, so I think it's time to give this a quick test. So first of all, we need to raise our welder bed, and then we need to change the speed. Let's give it a 0.1 velocity. We can then start... Well, actually, we can also do that from above here. Alright, so terminal, pistons. No, first the welder factory, turn on, and then we want to reverse. So theory, well, that should have started welding. So yeah, it did not. Alright, then we now have a new blueprint adjusted with a different placement for the merge block. And this is how it looks like. So let's see, we can still just go with this. Oh, yeah, well, okay. Huh, maybe that's not a bad idea actually. Ah, no, I see, the problem was something completely different. Yeah, that is my fault. That is not really the issue here. The issue is that the projector has to be on the same grid or on the same subgrid as the attachment point for whatever you want to weld. So we need to get rid of this projector and put it on our arm here. That's the thing. And let's see what makes sense. Let's try to put it. Where is it? Here. Let's try to put it this way around on this position, and then before we start to do anything with it, let's give that a try to first remove the hinge lock and reverse. Oh yeah, the problem with shear inertia tensor. That doesn't work well. Okay, it still fits because it's a round shape, it just manages to get into that slot, so reverse again. Why did I use green here? And then hinge lock on. Next is that we need to select our blueprint again, so let me get that configured. Alright, and now we can see that this block is lighting up. That is something I didn't notice before that it was missing, and that means we can start welding. Perfect. This was what we wanted to do. Alright, then same thing as before. We go into our remote access, welders, and that should already start welding up. Ah no, because it's embedded in the first block. So that's actually a good thing. So let's modify pistons. Let's modify our maximum height. 9.8 maybe. Oh, that looks nice. That looks awesome when everything's getting welded up. The interesting question will be how much can be welded up, because I think most of the things on the top will probably be missing. Because we need to weld the underside first and then... Yeah, that's what I feared. Parts of it could be welded, but not all of it. And when it gets so low that that part is being welded up, the rest is already too far away from the welders. Ah, okay. Oh no! It's only the connector that is not welded up. Okay. That is not bad. That is really not bad. Because that we could fix. Just thinking how. Maybe if we do another attachment point to the side of this block, that might be enough already. So actually I wanted to stop that, but before it's too far ahead. Stop. because we have to, well, tear down all of that after all. So yeah, the inside will be interesting as well, because parts of that have already been welded. That is fine, but yeah, that could be welded without any issues. All the big parts like the containers and the refinery, oh, running out of fuel.
Low.
Those won't be able to weld up before
Critical.
they have before the welders have reached their bottom. So for that we might need to optimize the interior of the building a little bit and use some more connection blocks. Maybe instead of pipes we use pipes with, or reinforced pipes or something. That way blocks can be attached to the sides and it makes it easier to weld everything up. But yeah, I don't want to weld even more. We need to get rid of that prototype building part, or actually, no, maybe we can just keep it for now. I mean, we can finish it up afterwards anyway. It's just a bit tricky to get the welders into the right position again, but that's not impossible. Let's see, can we quickly... projector? So that one is now the Earth base factory projector, which we turn off just to see how much. Yeah, let's get rid of that first layer. So now it will be a bit easier to readjust the position of all our welders to get started with that part again. And yeah, I think we can now think about how to continue from here. So considering everything has been welded up, our carrier ship will have to attach to that connector. So that means we need to open up the ceiling, and once it's connected and still powered on so that it can actually lift the building, we can then give a signal to the construction here to disconnect the fusion block or the merge block and tuck in that that arm. Hey, Future Schematic here. I've noticed that the recording is already taking quite some time, so this is a good point to actually make a cut and do this in a two-part publishing. So this will be the end of part 1, where we already managed to weld up part of the building, and the next one will be about the roof and the walls to close the building up, and let's see how far we get with that one. So yeah, thanks for watching and see you in part 2 of this episode.